Hello, I'm back for another video. My name is Josh Kasich, and today is my Black Widow review. Now, I didn't put spoilers in the title because I assume that it's been a month, that anyone who wants to see the movie has seen the movie already in the theaters. But if you have not seen it, there are going to be spoilers in this video. I'm not going to give you a 10-second to leave the video. If you want to, so if you still haven't want to watch the movie, you have been warned. But I'll go. Now I'm kind of go more in depth. Now, before I, here's kind of the thing. Usually, I saw the movie about a month ago. I did my non-spoiler review, and usually I would do a spoiler review after that. But the reason why I didn't do that is because, I have enjoyed pretty much every single Marvel movie. Even Thor: The Dark World, people thought it was boring or the character was bad or whatever, but I enjoyed it. And I even enjoyed Captain Marvel as well, which a lot of people were, upset or didn't like. But this is probably the first Marvel movie that, for the MCU, that I wasn't really all that impressed, which I don't want to have that feeling. I love Marvel movies, so I've been watching Marvel movies since I was 6, when the first Iron Man movie came out, although there was technically a hiatus until I watched the Avengers movie, and then I went back to watch like Captain America: The First Avenger and all of them that I missed. But yeah, it's definitely, it's kind of a big part of my life, right? And so I didn't want to have this feeling, of Black Widow. So, but I just, that's why I just want to think it over, hear what other people had to say about it, to really see what my thoughts on it. And I have to say, I don't think really anything really changed. But kind of the main plot, let's get into the plot here. You have a girl, which until it's kind of, they say it's a she, it looks like a dude, I'm not gonna lie, but she's riding a bike. Why did I say, I almost said book, I don't know why. Whatever, she was riding a bike, and then she visits kind of this little park, little area where her a girl is there, which apparently is her sister. Not really her sister, but obviously the girl riding the bike is Natasha. And apparently they were kind of living with their so-called parents. Well, it turns out that their father arrives, and it turns out that they're about to be attacked. So they try to get away and being attacked but it's a huge car chase. They get to a plane, take off. But the mother, I forgot her name. What was her name? Come on. I don't know, but she gets injured, and then they reach this island where we get to meet the villain, General Dreykov. And, he takes the two girls away and, tries to heal, said that she was going to heal the mother, and the father was going to go off and join duty and stuff again. But then years later, it turns out that they were not actually really related. And they were well, during this time Dreykov was in charge of the Red Room, the Black Widow program, which they both Natasha and our sister went through, although they're not really siblings, and they were all there in Ohio. I forgot they were in Ohio, United States, on a mission, and apparently something went wrong or whatever, or they decided to deflect or whatever and stay there. They got found on Grand Chase. Well, the father was put into a prison. The mother kind of joined Dreykov, and obviously the other ones went through the Black Widow program. And now, during the main timeline, after kind of Civil War, Natasha is on her own, obviously, and now she's been long broke from the program, and she's kind of trying to escape the government, obviously, after Civil War, when she helped Captain America escape and stuff. And so that's kind of where you have she's being helped by a friend or whatever, who to kind of hide from the government more. And then we get to see her sister still in the program in a mind control state, and her and her fellow Black Widows are on a mission and to capture this woman or these people who has this chemical, one of them was actually able to use the chemical on the sister, Lena Belova, I think is her name, and she actually broke from her mind control. She's free, and so she sets off trying to find her family, her sister. She even sends she was given by the chemicals to her by the person because they actually died there. Lena actually technically killed her before, or wounded her, and the wound before she was freed wounded her, and now the woman was died after activating the chemical and stuff, and told her what to do with it. But then General Dreykov sends out Taskmaster, which looks like to be a robot. We find out it's not a robot, but still, I'll get to that point later. And the Taskmaster attacks Natasha, but Natasha's actually able to escape with the chemicals, and she finds her sister, and they kind of have this brawl, but then they join forces and then they go off to rescue their father in prison, who's now fat, and he's the Red Guardian, the Russian version of Captain America. And then they go find the mother, and originally the mother thought to betray them, or whatever call them, but Natasha gets through to her, and we thought that, but we didn't know that until, because Natasha actually just apparently at the end they go find the Red Room, which is actually in the sky where General Dreykov is, and Natasha actually disguises herself as the mother, while the mother pretends to be Natasha and stuff, and so it turns out into she helps the Red Guardian and them escape so that they could go into battle, and all of them, and Lena and all of them, they set, or as well, I forgot Lena was there, but yeah, they go into battle, and Dreykov has this chemical on them that prevents people from hitting him. So when Black Widow tries to hit him, she can't. But there's kind of a plot hole there, because there's one point where he I forgot exactly what happens, but it has to do with the senses. So what she does is that she hits her head really hard on his desk, freeing him kind of her senses, and is able to attack him. And then the Black Widows are free to attack, but Lena shows up, grabbing the chemicals from the lab because they took them from him, and blow on the Black Widows. So now they're all free, and there's this one final battle where finally the Black Widows are free, and so they go attack, and then Black Widow takes all the data from the computer to find where everyone's at, and before escaping, and then the place is kind of coming apart and stuff, and everyone's trying to escape on their helicopters. Well, the Dreykov gets on the helicopter with some of but Lena shows up and uses I think was a sword or something, but damages the helicopter and it explodes, killing off Dreykov. Taskmaster, I forgot, they did a trick where Taskmaster is actually trapped within the the jail cell that Red Guardian and the mother was in, and so there's kind of that going on there. But Lena was going to fall down, but Natasha grabs a what's it called? Parachute, and puts on Lena. Now she's safe, but she's falling. Taskmaster escapes and tries to attack them. And one more detail I forgot to mention: in the room, Taskmaster is there. Now Taskmaster was actually sent to stop the the escapees, but in the room it's revealed that the Taskmaster is actually a woman and was actually Dreykov's daughter, which Romanoff thought thought she killed her years ago by using her as a bomb. She put a bomb in the girl's backpack or whatever, and thought that it would kill Dreykov, but Dreykov missed and apparently didn't even kill the girl, although severely damaging her to the point where she had to her father put a chip on her in her mind, which allowed her to actually mimic pretty much any fighting style ever, with which basically kind of the Taskmaster, but not really Taskmaster, because well, that's just not Taskmaster. I mean, yes, it copied the moves, but it's basically a mindless drone who had no basically Taskmaster had the skills to mimic. It wasn't a robotic chip thing, and he was a guy, and he was just, really cool in the comic books, and they just took that, everything about what made the character cool and turn it into that. I mean, I don't care if they turn a character into a woman. I mean, let's take Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp. That worked. This didn't, because they could turn it female. But the fact is, if it was female and still had everything cool about the character in the comic books, I wouldn't have a problem. But they basically stripped everything from the character to make this character and just called it Taskmaster. If it's just an MCU character that they created and then just dubbed it Taskmaster, that's exactly what it is. And it's completely, I just couldn't stand it. It's just so wrong. That they completely ruined the character. I hope that they actually create the real Taskmaster eventually, because what they're doing with the Mandarin and Shang-Chi. So it's like, but that is what it is right now. But yeah, but Taskmaster battles Natasha, but they're actually able to land on the ground, and then, Natasha's actually able to defeat Taskmaster and freeing her from and then another helicopter shows up, and they call all the other Black Widows and Natasha's sister, the Red Guardian, and the mother all kind of go with them to free, while Natasha stays there because the government from is with Ross is coming, and she decides to face it head on. And then after that, it kind of ends, and then all you see at the end of the movie is she also takes the vest from her sister. Apparently, the vest, her sister created a vest or whatever, and it was given to Natasha, and that's the vest she had in Infinity War. As at the end of this movie, you see Natasha with her short blonde hair, her vest and stuff, and she gets the Avengers ship or plane or whatever. Why am I blanking? Come on. But yeah, so, and that's kind of where that leads into Infinity War, and that's pretty much everything. You have the post-credit scene with what was the post-credit scene again? There was a scene where we see Natasha's sister at her grave, so this is after Endgame and stuff, and where Val from Falcon the Winter Soldier shows up to tell her to come join her team, and her first mission would be to kill Hawkeye, which leads into the Hawkeye TV series eventually. So that's kind of, this is why you would need to watch the Disney Plus series, because they're all going to be connected and stuff like that. So definitely watch the Disney Plus series. But sorry about that, I got cut off. Where was I? Oh, that's right. So that, like I said, that's the plot of Black Widow. Now, my overall thoughts, I somewhat enjoyed it, but it was still kind of boring. You would think there would be a lot more action to it for a Black Widow movie, but there really wasn't. And let's just say the fighting scenes weren't even all that good. Like, I mean, some of the CGI and stuff wasn't the best. The Taskmaster was completely ruined, and the villain was not even that good. mediocre at best. It's, Marvel used to have a villain problem in the writing, and this just kind of that all over again. It's kind of sad because they've been getting so much better with the villains, with Black Panther and Thanos and Infinity War and Endgame, and even Hela and Thor Ragnarok was really good. It's just they've been so much better with these villains, and this is just it's a reversion, going back to where they started, and it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of sad. They could have done better. They should have done better. I don't even know how this even happened. Like Marvel has done so much better than this movie, and I don't even understand it. But that's kind of just my thoughts on it. And well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. If you're new, subscribe and the notification bell so you're notified for my next upload. My YouTube channel, website link, my Twitter, my Snapchat, and Instagram are all in the description as always. And thank you. Goodbye.